Now this is an ideal equal ranked Asphalt Legends comparison that many of you might find makes sense. In Class B, there are 3 cars, all ranked at 4076, the Puritalia Berlinetta, the McLaren Solus GT, and the Toyota GR Super Sport concept. To make this even more interesting, we're adding one more car to this comparison, ranked just 1 point below these 3 at 4075, the McLaren 600 LT Spider. All of these cars have incredible acceleration, but that's mainly where their differences end. Which of these 4 equally ranked cars is the best? Let's find out. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe to us. I personally enjoy doing these kinds of experiments, and I hope you do too. With that said though, let's get started. Anything can happen in this comparison. Even though each of these cars has the same rank, results can be close or blown out of proportion. Anyway, let's start with introductions, beginning with the lowest ranked car here at 4075, the McLaren 600 LT Spider. The last time we used this car was during Drive Syndicate 12, where we managed to unlock the Arash Imperium. This isn't the only sports series McLaren in this game, and we also have the 570S Spider, but that's a 6-star Class A car with a slightly higher rank, less acceleration, handling, and nitro, but a much higher top speed. While the 600 LT Spider hits only 354 kilometers per hour, the 570S Spider can reach 393 kilometers per hour. Compared to the cars we have today, the 600 LT Spider is one of several ideal choices for technical tracks due to its acceleration, handling, and nitro. In terms of speed, however, it's the second slowest car here, but maybe that's for the best. The other 3 cars here are rated at 4076, so we'll go in the order they appear on this selection screen. Next up, we have the Toyota GR Super Sport concept. Built to be the road-going version of the Toyota GR010 Le Mans hypercar, this supposed successor to the road-going Toyota TS020 GT1 was an all-wheel drive hybrid with over 1000 horsepower from a twin turbocharged V6 engine and hybrid electrics taken straight from the GR010's predecessor, the TS050 hybrid. Despite the excitement even showcasing a working prototype during the 24 hours of Le Mans in 2020, this lovely concept never made it to production because it suffered the same fate as the Mazda Furai. While testing this car at Fuji Speedway, it was involved in a fiery crash that destroyed it. Soon after, Toyota Gazoo Racing quietly cancelled the project altogether. In terms of its in-game performance, the GR Super Sport has the 3rd best acceleration, the worst handling, and the worst nitro efficiency among the cars we're driving today, but it is the fastest, topping 379 kilometers per hour. Can this Toyota's incredible speed carry it all the way through? Let's find out. Next, we have the Puritalia Berlinetta, a high-tech Italian take on the legendary AC Cobra. It even uses an engine that a modern Cobra would have, a 5-liter Ford Coyote V8 from the Mustang with a 2.9-liter twin-screw supercharger on top. What makes this car even more interesting is that despite its muscular vibe and power, it's also a hybrid. While the big supercharged V8 powers the rear wheels, Puritalia added a single electric motor to drive the front wheels. Overall, this all-wheel drive Italian muscle car produces 952 horsepower, weighs 1.4 tons, accelerates from 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds, and reaches a top speed of 335 kilometers per hour. In asphalt, the car can go even faster. In fact, it's the 2nd fastest in this comparison, hitting 362 kilometers per hour. Even though it has the slowest acceleration here, it's still very quick on its own, and its handling and nitro efficiency directly rival the 600 LT and the Solus GT. Speaking of the Solus GT, that's the last car we have here. Unveiled in 2023, the Solus GT draws most of its design inspiration from the Vision Gran Turismo concept that McLaren created for Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7 back in 2017. However, instead of having a hybrid twin-turbo V8 engine, this track-only single-seater racing machine features a 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 engine built by Judd, producing 829 horsepower and revving up to 10,000 RPM. The entire car is made primarily of carbon fiber and 3D printed titanium components, which is why it only weighs 1 ton. Along with the fixed rear wing and open-wheel aerodynamics modeled after their Formula 1 car, the Solus GT can generate up to 1.2 tons of downforce at 250 kilometers per hour. In asphalt, the Solus GT is one of the quickest accelerating cars in Class B. However, it's also the slowest car in this comparison, only capable of reaching 349 kilometers per hour. Its handling and nitro efficiency also compensate for the speed deficit, but on a straight track like 1000 Minarets, it's a sitting duck. So those are our 4 cars. Now it's time to test them out at 1000 Minarets. As I mentioned a moment ago, the Solus GT is vulnerable here because of its low top speed, but it can compensate with its handling at the roundabout. The Toyota GR Supersport concept is the fastest car here, but its handling might hold it back at the roundabout. In truth, the most dominant car will be the one that's both fast and balanced. So let's see which one that will be. And there you have it. The most balanced car in this comparison is the Puritalia Berlinetta. In truth, the Puritalia is a deserving lower-ranked Huracan Evo Spider killer. It might be slightly slower in acceleration, but it has a higher top speed, and with the handling it offers along with the extra drift punch and floaty capabilities, it is the ideal all-rounder. Not only in this similar ranked comparison, but also to challenge the Huracan Evo Spider itself. Aside from that car claiming a dominant first place, the rest of the competition mainly tested top speed, and the GR Supersport concept proved itself to be the fastest, while the 600 LT and Solus GT were nearly tied for slowest. Now, however, let's move on to straights and hairpins, which prioritize handling and acceleration a bit more. So maybe the Solus GT and 600 LT can make a comeback here. Like I said before, handling is key here, and it was easy to see which cars benefited from it and which ones didn't. Despite the Toyota GR Supersport being an expertly controlled car due to its acceleration and top speed, when driven by a single driver and compared to other cars, its stiff, mediocre handling really doesn't do it justice on circuits like these. Further up the field, however, with all the cars having high acceleration and nearly identical handling ratings, it ultimately became a test of top speed, drift radius, and drift speed, the floaty Puritalia just barely edged out the rest with the 600 LT and Solus GT right behind. So I pitched this idea to you guys and asked which car would come out on top. Unfortunately, most of you chose the wrong car because the Solus GT is the slowest here, coming in last at 1,000 minarets and third at straights and hairpins. Come on guys, we really need to do better than this. Anyway, we have a Class A King battle later, so hopefully you can make up the losses then. I hope you all enjoyed this unique comparison. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I've got more content coming, though school is making me slow down a bit. Still, I'll do my best and keep these experiments going. Until then, stay safe and I'll see you later.